You go out to check on last fall's mums sometime in late April or early May. The rest of the garden is waking up. Bulbs pushing through, perennials showing their first green, the soil starting to look alive again. Where the mums were, there is nothing. Bare soil, no sign of return. You check again a week later, still nothing. It has happened before. You assume the winter was too harsh, or the plants were not as hardy as the label claimed, or you just got unlucky. You make a note to try again in September. You go back to the garden center, pick out something beautiful, and the cycle starts over. Winter did not kill your mums. And once you understand what actually did, the cycle stops. The winter explanation feels completely logical. Cold weather kills plants. Mums are labeled as hardy perennials. The tag says so. The garden center employee says so. Every article about fall gardening says so. If a hardy perennial dies over winter, the obvious conclusion is that the winter was too cold, or the plant was not as hardy as advertised. Both explanations sound reasonable. Both are wrong in most cases. Here's why that explanation doesn't hold up. Every winter, some mums survive in exactly the same neighborhoods where others disappear completely. Same temperatures, same snowfall, sometimes the same street. If winter alone were the cause, those outcomes should be much more consistent. That tells us something important. Winter isn't the variable. Something else is. The first surprise is that not all mums are the same plant in the way most gardeners assume. The beautiful mums stacked outside garden centers every September are often grown primarily for seasonal display. They produce incredible flowers at exactly the right time for fall decorating, but many have a much harder time surviving winter than the hardy garden mums designed for permanent landscape planting. Both are simply sold as mums, which is why so many gardeners never realize there's a difference. That sounds like the whole explanation, but it isn't. Because even a genuine hardy garden mum can disappear over winter if it's planted at the wrong time. And that's where the real story begins. The real answer isn't just which mum you bought. It's when that mum went into the ground and what happened underground before winter arrived. September and October are one of the most difficult times to establish a perennial in colder climates. A mum planted in September in most northern and mid-latitude climates has 6 to 8 weeks before the ground begins to freeze. In that window, the plant needs to recover from transplant, push new roots out into the surrounding soil, and begin storing the energy reserves it will need to survive winter and return in spring. 6 to 8 weeks is rarely enough time to complete all of that. Here's the part most gardeners never think about. A perennial doesn't survive winter above ground. Everything you can see dies back. What survives is the root system. If that root system never had time to establish before winter, there is nothing substantial left to send up new growth in spring. A mum that goes into the ground in late September with a shallow, pot-bound root system, which is what most fall garden center mums have at point of sale, does not have the time to build what it needs. Above ground, it looks perfectly healthy. Underground, it never became what it needed to be. Hardiness matters. Establishment matters first. That single idea explains almost every disappointing mum you've ever planted. There's nothing wrong with selling mums in fall. That's exactly when gardeners want them. The problem is that the best time to sell a flowering mum isn't necessarily the best time to establish a perennial. Those are two different goals. The garden center's job is to sell you something beautiful at peak color. Your job, if you want that plant to return next spring, is to understand what it still needs that the retail transaction did not provide. 1 minute on why roots determine this outcome. Because it changes how you look at every mum you ever buy. A perennial plant prepares for winter by moving its energy downward. This process, called cold acclimation or hardening, is triggered by shortening days and dropping temperatures in late summer and fall. It takes time, and it requires the plant to be actively growing in the ground, not sitting in a pot. A mum transplanted in September has to complete 3 separate processes before winter. Recover from the stress of transplanting, establish new roots into the surrounding soil, and undergo cold acclimation. In 6 to 8 weeks, in soil that is already cooling and days that are already shortening, most plants cannot complete all 3. something gets left undone. Usually it is the root development. A mum planted in spring completes all of that through the long growing season. By September, it has an established root system, has been hardening naturally for weeks, and is genuinely ready for what winter brings. That plant comes back, often bigger and better than the year before. Winter did not kill your mums. The timeline did. The plant went into the ground too late, established too little, and had nothing underground substantial enough to pull through. The cold was the final condition, not the cause. Variety matters, just not as much as timing. Earlier I mentioned that not all mums are the same. Here's what that actually means, and this is where variety enters the story. Hardy garden mums are bred specifically for cold tolerance, stronger root development, and the ability to overwinter reliably when planted at the right time. Florist mums, sometimes called cutting mums, are bred primarily for visual impact over a display window. Maximum bloom production, intense color, compact and uniform form. They are not bred for the root development and cold tolerance that reliable perennial return requires. Here's what all of that means in practice. A hardy garden mum planted in spring has an excellent chance of coming back every year. A florist mum planted in spring has a better chance than one planted in fall, but it's still less reliable. A hardy garden mum planted in late September may still struggle because timing overrides much of its variety advantage. And a florist mum planted late in the fall has the longest odds of all. The spectacular mums that catch your eye in September are usually being sold for immediate display rather than long-term establishment. They're at the end of their flowering cycle, and they have very little time left before winter arrives. One useful clue is timing. Hardy garden mums intended for landscape planting are often available earlier in the season, while many of the spectacular plants displayed in September are grown primarily for seasonal color. Don't rely on appearance alone. Read the tag, check the cultivar, and ask whether it's a hardy garden mum suited to your growing zone. Here is where this gets specific to your situation. Most people watching this fall into one of three scenarios, and the advice is different for each one. The first is that you have already bought a fall mum this year, and it is in or going into the garden. Be honest with yourself about what you have. If it was purchased in full bloom from a fall display, there's a good chance it was grown primarily for seasonal display rather than long-term landscape performance. That does not mean give up. It means adjust expectations and give it the best chance available within a realistic frame. Plant it as soon as possible if it is still in the pot. Every day in the ground is another day of root development before frost. Even a few extra weeks makes a difference at the margin. Choose a spot with good drainage. A mum sitting in wet soil over winter faces a second problem on top of the establishment problem. Do not cut it back after frost kills the above-ground growth. Leave the dead stems through winter. They trap snow and insulating air around the crown and provide real, if marginal, protection for whatever root system managed to develop. In spring, wait longer than feels comfortable before calling it dead. Some late-planted mums push growth surprisingly late, well into May before anything shows. If by late May there is still nothing, accept the result and approach it differently next year. Most importantly, enjoy the fall display for what it is. 6 weeks of spectacular color in the garden or on the porch is genuinely valuable on its own terms. Treat it as seasonal color rather than a permanent planting, and the experience is entirely satisfying without the disappointment of a spring that delivers nothing. If you are in this situation right now, tell me in the comments what you bought and when you planted it. I am genuinely curious how many people are in exactly this position. Your growing zone helps too. The second scenario is that you want mums that actually come back every year. The answer is spring planting of hardy garden mums. Source them from an independent nursery in May or June rather than a big box garden center in September. Look for varieties with specific hardiness zone ratings that match your location. Ask specifically for hardy garden mums that are suitable for your USDA hardiness zone instead of simply choosing from the fall display. Plant them as you would any perennial, in well-drained soil, with enough space to spread over several years, and with consistent water through the first season to support root establishment. By the time September arrives, a spring-planted garden mum will be blooming on a root system that has been developing for 4 to 5 months. That plant has done the work. It is ready for winter in a way that a September transplant never is. And it comes back, typically bigger and fuller each year, until it eventually needs to be divided, which gives you more plants for free. The third scenario is that you planted mums last fall that did not return this spring, and you are trying to understand what happened and whether it is worth trying again. They almost certainly failed due to timing rather than cold. The root system was not established enough to survive, and winter finished the job. Before deciding whether to try again with the same approach, consider whether anything about the planting site compounded the problem. Poor drainage, heavy clay soil that stays wet, or a very exposed north-facing position can make the timing problem worse. If you want mums that return, the path forward is spring planting of hardy varieties in a well-drained spot. The same situation handled differently produces a completely different result. The complete picture for anyone who wants reliable perennial mums from this point forward comes down to 4 things. Timing is the one that matters most. Spring planting is the answer if the goal is perennial return. If a fall purchase is unavoidable or desired for seasonal color, the earlier in fall the better. A mum planted in late August in most climates gives itself a genuine fighting chance. A mum planted in mid-October in a northern climate has almost no realistic path to spring survival. That is not a criticism of the plant. It is the arithmetic of what roots need and how much time is available. Variety is the supporting factor. Hardy garden mums planted in spring outperform, florist mums planted in fall in almost every situation. A florist mum planted in spring has a better chance of returning than one planted in late fall, but it is still generally less reliable than a hardy garden mum. Variety determines the odds. Timing determines whether the odds matter at all. Site selection is more important than most gardeners give it credit for. A south or east-facing position with good drainage and some shelter from the most severe winter winds gives any mum a meaningfully better chance than an exposed north-facing site in heavy clay. The plant cannot do the establishment work on its own if the site is working against it. Winter care is simple. Do not cut mums back after frost. Leave the dead stems and foliage through winter. They provide insulation and protect the crown from the worst freeze-thaw cycles. Cut back in early spring when new growth begins to emerge at the base. Not before. One honest expectation worth setting. A spring-planted garden mum may not bloom impressively in its first fall. It is spending its first season establishing roots rather than producing flowers, and that is exactly what you want it to do. By the second fall, it blooms well. By the third, it is typically spectacular and large enough to divide, which gives you additional plants for other spots in the garden. The patience of one quiet first season pays off in years of return without replanting. If this changed how you think about fall mums, subscribe so you catch the next video. It covers what else to do in the fall garden to set things up for spring, and it follows directly from what we covered today. And if this video helped, a like makes a real difference for a channel this size. It takes 1 second, and it genuinely matters. The September Garden Center will always have beautiful mums, bins of them in every fall color, at peak bloom, completely irresistible. That is not going to change. What changes is how you see them. Some of those plants are there to be enjoyed for 6 weeks of fall color. Seasonal decoration that delivers exactly what it promises and nothing more. Some of them, bought earlier in the season and planted differently, will be in your garden for years, coming back bigger every fall without you touching them again. The empty spot you found last spring, where the mums were and then were not, does not have to be the outcome. It was never inevitable. It was always a timing problem, a root problem. A problem that has a straightforward solution once someone finally explains what is actually happening underground. Every September, millions of gardeners buy mums expecting next spring to take care of itself. The surprising part isn't that the plants fail. It's that most of them were never given enough time to become the perennial everyone expected them to be. Now you know what to look for, and next spring, your garden can tell a different story.